The kids in Vietnam. Who would Jesus bomb? Yes, I hear you shout with confidence as you praise the Lord, and you talk about this God you know so well. You talk of Armageddon and your final victory when all the evil forces go to hell. Well, you'd best hope you've chosen wisely on the right side of the Lord, and when you die, your conscience, it is clear. You'd best hope your atom bombs are better than the sword at the time when your reckoning is here. 'Cause I don't think Jesus would send gunships into Bethlehem or jets to race the towns of Timorese. I don't think Jesus would lend money to dictators or drive those SUVs. And I don't think Jesus would ever have dropped a single ounce of napalm. So tell me, who would Jesus bomb?
You feel like I do? Are you getting a feeling the Edge radio broadcast is growing? Well, if so, you're right. The Edge program has been hitting the bullseye of what people are interested in. Do you feel like I do? We're now broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from the new EBN, the Edge Broadcasting Network. We've added a web store. We're making a difference in the search for truth, and we're sharing our success with you. Do you feel like I do? From around the world, people are listening. They're sending in their stories and comments. They're making guest suggestions. They're telling their friends about the show. Do you feel like I do? Listen every Saturday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and feel like I do, right here on this station.
The Edge radio broadcast is looking for voluntary international correspondents and interviewers. Are you able to talk to someone objectively? Can you set aside your beliefs and allow others to express theirs? Can you ask searching questions whilst remaining impartial? Would you like to be in the forefront of the exploration into the unexplained, politics, religion, environment and health? Do you want to be part of the Edge broadcast search for truth? Most importantly, can you smile and remain friendly even if your belief system comes into question? If you have answered yes to the above, we would like to hear from you. Previous journalistic or broadcast experience is not required, but a deep interest in unmasking the shroud of lies is essential. As a volunteer correspondent, you will become an important member of the Edge radio broadcast staff. More information can be found on the Edge's homepage. Just look for the link "We are looking for Edge correspondents" just under the main media player at www.theedgeam.com. Please note that the role of correspondent is not guaranteed, and it also depends on your willingness to communicate with a wide variety of people who have varied experiences and beliefs, which may not be similar to your own experiences and beliefs. As a correspondent, you will be an essential element in the Edge broadcast search for truth. Just click "We are looking for Edge correspondents" just under the main media player on the Edge's homepage at www.theedgeam.com.
Fact or fiction? Discovering the truth together here on the Edge radio broadcast.
Welcome back. I'm Andy Radford here in the Edges UK studio for the Edges Thursday show. Before the break you heard David Rovek singing his song Who Would Jesus Bomb, and before that Dr. Frederick Meakin's Audio. Like I said before, if you want to submit your own audio to us, just look for that link under the Edge's main media player at www.theedgeam.com. We are also looking for exclusive content for the new Edge TV, and if you have or if you want to create a video report, please get in touch with us here at the Edge Radio and Television Broadcast. Before the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949, the term human rights was used by the Chinese Communist Party to oppose the rule of the then leading party. The Communist Party adopted more than 10 legal documents to guarantee human rights. After the founding of the People's Republic of China, the words human rights disappeared. They were replaced by citizens' rights and people's rights in order to make more explicit the socialist nature of the Chinese state. But no sooner had the Communist Party come into power, the ethos of human rights slowly dwindled. In 1984 and 1987, the government launched two political campaigns in an attempt to quash human rights. The first campaign, human rights, was labelled as spiritual pollution. The attitude these campaigns promoted was that we in China are doing fine without human rights, viewed as something capitalist and foreign. Human rights elicited suspicion against the user of such language. In 1988, during the international commemoration of the 40th anniversary of the Universal Declaration on Human Rights, the discussion of human rights in China was limited and was used for the purpose of justifying Chinese state policies. The present-day human rights discourse in China was sparked by the Tiananmen Square incident in 1989, as the outside world suddenly increased its pressure on the Chinese regime. The following Edge presentation is not aimed at the beautiful Chinese individual. It is aimed at the government policy and the political regime that control the people in China and the areas the Chinese government claim to own, such as Tibet, which has been in the news in recent days. Here is the presentation now. The Chinese authorities have engaged in a number of troubling crackdowns on activists and minority groups in the past week. On Tuesday, eyewitnesses reported that Chinese police used tear gas and electric prods to disperse 500 demonstrators in the Tibetan capital of Lhasa. The demonstrators were seeking the release of fellow monks held after their previous day's protest. It was also reported that 11 protesters, including 9 monks, were severely beaten and detained outside the cathedral in central Lhasa on Monday. They had been demonstrating to mark the 49th anniversary of the Dalai Lama's flight from Tibet after the failed rebellion against Chinese rule. Some 50 monks have also been detained across the capital. The authorities had previously targeted the Uyghur population of the Zhejiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. They claimed on Sunday to have thwarted a terrorist plot to attack the Olympics, which they linked to the alleged Uyghur separatists. This was based on a raid conducted on a so-called terrorist gang in January 2008, in which, according to official sources, Chinese police killed 2 members of the gang and arrested 15 others. They provided no concrete evidence to support these assertions, and it is unclear why the authorities only disclosed the alleged plans for an attack on the Olympics 3 months later. These charges also contradict the original claim made by the authorities that the terrorist gang had been planning